Hey gang, so today we're looking at something sent by GEEONE. It's the, and I hope I pronounce this right, Xuan Jia Tri Spinner by Chenyu in stonewashed stainless steel. Currently listed for $69, and if you use code FidgetFix, you get 10% off. This little spinner actually packs a pretty big punch, and yes, I'm holding it like a chocolate bar commercial because it's so small. I mean, my fingers cover this thing up, but it's got a surprise in it. Let's find out what it is. It's the Xuan Jia Tri Spinner. Let's go.
Running through the fire, let's leave it behind. We gotta go now, go now. We gotta go now.
Okay, here we go. Now this is, again, a category of spinner that I'm really enjoying lately, which is kind of a multi-fidget spinner or fidgetable spinner. I mean, basically it does more than spin. And we're gonna get to that in a minute, but I just wanted to say that this category is great. These aren't simple spinners anymore. These are spinners that do, I'm not gonna show you yet. I almost showed you. We're gonna wait for the playability section, but very cool, very fun category. Now let's start off with in the box. Okay, so we really get a lot of stuff in the box. And again, that's why this is a different category of spinner. Normally a spinner, maybe you get an extra bearing if you're lucky. This, you get a whole bunch of stuff because there's a whole lot going on in here. We even get like N52s, N42s, get extra little screws in here, a few more palm balls, and a lubricant. Okay, playability. Well, as I kind of teased in the intro and as we saw, so again, this is not the first spinner like this, which is these kind of, I don't know, they're fidgetable or multi-fidget spinners because you get the spin, but you also get you hear that? That is because these wings pop out. So when you give it a hard enough flick, the wings end up expanding, and it gives you that really satisfying sort of secondary motion when you stop it. So when you kind of rub your finger against it, I love these. These, honestly, I know there are pure spinners. Pure spinners are great, especially if they're made well, but these are so much fun. But that is the limit to the playability. Although you can just, you know, if you're bored, you're sitting on the couch, you're not really paying attention, you can just kind of sit there, maybe play with that a little bit, but you can't really do these one-handed. Okay, sound. Well, let's get right up to the microphone here. And there's obviously no real sound with the regular spin, but when we open up those blades, the sound comes from the blades opening and closing. So it's enough of a sound to annoy somebody if they're sitting close to you, because it is surprising how far that sound can travel. It's a very kind of pingy sound. So this is not a silent spinner. Don't get this if you like quiet spinners. Again, it's not the biggest sound in the world, but it is enough that it can be kind of annoying to somebody else. Okay, haptics. Well, the haptics in here, again, spinners don't really have much in terms of haptics. However, when these blades fly out and close is a beautiful feeling. I love that feeling. It's like all three, they don't kind of snap at the same time. There's almost like a little bit of a relay where they go junk. That's the sound. It's a terrible sound effect I made. And it's quick. But it's such a fun, undefinable haptic feeling. It's almost like tossing a bunch of coins into the air and then they all land in your hand at almost the same time. Yeah, sure, that's what it is. So I'm going to call this haptic the coin toss. Okay, ergonomics. I mean, ergonomics, and this is great, although very small. So this is not going to appeal to everybody. People with bigger hands, bigger fingers may actually have a problem with this. This is quite small. And in terms of it fitting inside the palm of your hand, it's so, like, it is tiny. But all the corners are rounded. They're nice and smooth, no hot spots at all. So ergonomically, this is a win, but it is also, like I said, for somebody that has smaller hands. Okay, let's get into the weight. This is not going to weigh very much. So we've got 58 grams or 2 ounces. Like I said, pretty small. And in terms of measurements, I mean, it's kind of a tricky one to measure the outer diameter, but about 1.5, so 1.5 inches and 39 millimeters. And in terms of thickness, we've got about 13 millimeters and 0.5 inches. And the button is, wow, what's the button? Like 0.8, we'll call it. Or what are we at? About, yeah, 20 millimeters. Okay, internals. Well, let's see. And honestly, I haven't even opened this yet. So this is kind of exciting for me too. Let's open this up. Now I am expecting a lot of little things to fall out based on what came in the box. So, wow. This is going to be this is going to be a complicated little one. Let's see. Okay, we've got our button. We're going to put that aside. And let's just use the screwdriver that came in the box. Now, I know there are magnets in here because the screwdriver is like immediately pulled to it. Okay. So I can feel that this is lifted. Let's get the, whoa, these are long screws. So we have screws with these little washers, these little clear plastic washers. Now the washer is transparent, so it's a little hard to see, but it's right there. Okay, so we're going to be very careful with where we put these. Whoa. Okay, let's be careful with that. These just fly right out. Okay. Get our little bearing out. Wow. Okay, so there is a lot going on here. This is really, really cool. All right, so what do we have? Well, we've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Okay, so we have different size magnets. These are our 52, or these are our 52s, and these are our 42s. And so when this is on, this is all that's sliding, right? It's just a magnet that's attracting another magnet. Oop, get that other ball out of there. So there's no springs or anything, purely magnetic. And then all we do is, or I should say all we have, are little palm balls in these tracks. Okay, and then we hold this down carefully and then put this on, because if you don't hold this down, the center of the spinner might get attracted to this little edge that you're holding up, and then all your balls are gonna kind of go flying out here. Okay, so same thing here. Same thing here. All right, so now we have our balls doing what their job is, which is to let these slide. And then we have extra tracks here on the top. And so those tracks slide across the balls that we're going to put in the top here. Now again, I'm going to hold this down. And remember, we want to put this way. When you put this lid on, you shouldn't see the magnets. That's your clue on how to put this together, but also because these tracks are going to slide along these balls. But because we have magnets in this lid, again, you want to make sure everything's secure. You don't want to just kind of casually put it down there, because the magnets are going to attract to other magnets, and that's when things go flying. That's when bad stuff happens. Now we just put our buttons back together. And that's it. Okay, gang, final thoughts. I love these spinners. I love this style of spinner that has this kind of this very clicky feel to it. And they've done a really great job with this one. And you can really start like sending it. Love it. Great for the price. It's a fun little spinner. It's good quality. And then, like I said, it's not just a spinner. It's got that other little characteristic to it, which is awesome. Love it. All right, gang. Thanks for watching.